Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I have Toti, Magu, and Aji here today to talk. We're Nigerians in the diaspora, and we discuss trending events. If this is your first time joining us, feel free to subscribe. We talk about, stocks, investment, property. We talk about sports. We talk Nollywood, entertainment, politics, and we debate and we educate each other. So, welcome to the show. Hit the subscribe and like button, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, well, there's no lady here, but gentlemen, something that happened, was last week. I was like 2 days behind the story. Was the collapse of the building in Ikoyi. Aji, I know say you are very into property. Magu, you are into the goings ons in Nigeria. So, why didn't somebody? What happened? What happened here? I heard there was some corrupt practices going on that might have led to this tragedy. So why don't you give us your 2 cents?
Well, from what I read on social media was that this triple towers being built in Ikoyi, 21-story triple towers, came down all of a sudden, and tens of workers, including the owner of the company doing the building, were trapped inside.
So it was still being built.
It was being built. Being built, and it was supposed to be like the standard of a 7-star hotel. And I think about 50% of the property had been sold out already, and we're going for a rate of like $1 million to like $1.4 million per unit. And people were supposed to pay within 4 or 5 years, which was a little bit surprising for me that, I've lived outside Nigeria for like 10 years and I've been working. I can't afford that. So there's so much money in Nigeria. Anyway.
Well, the people overseas to invest,
overseas investment is a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So diaspora dollars.
So what was going on, what was on the lips of people was that the initial building license was for a 15-story structure. At what point did it become 21-story? And so was the structural integrity, good enough to support what was being built? And I saw a video last year where it seemed like I saw like law enforcement agents fighting some people. They were trying to like stop work at the site, and people were like saying, no, you can't stop, it has to continue, things like that. And I think 1 or 2 people were kind of maybe detained briefly, and but the powers that be said, release guys, get things going. So the question is, were things being built according to standards? Was the structural integrity okay, or did they cut corners? And but I don't know, because I was told the guy himself, what I read was the guy himself had a unit in there. The guy himself was planning to live there, because as I said, it was built to a 7-star hotel standard.
So it's like a condo. Was it like a condo? It was like a condo, Abi?
Yeah, probably was.
I saw the word apartment, but even if it was a condo, it would have been like luxury condo. It was supposed to be like a place where they could live and have offices as well.
Oh wow!
Right?
Oh wow! So
you would have a good view of the city. So if the guy himself planned to live there, why would he build it with substandard materials? And this is a guy that has built, a 7-story structure in the UK. He's built over 120 houses in South Africa.
Wow, so he's experienced. He wants to experience his life now.
Would he come to Nigeria to do something substandard, or is it that the contractors he got kind of did something substandard and he did not know? These are the questions that we should be asking.
So and pardon my ignorance, because I've not followed this very closely. So it was meant to be 15. They were raised to 21. Had they got to 21 already?
I'm not sure if you go to 21 already, but
I think
I believe they had. 15. I believe they had gotten to 21.
Yeah, it must be. It must be.
That's like an architectural. It could be architectural design flaw. It could
Well,
be.
for me, what I think is this, yeah, that whole area, like VI, Lekki is all swampy ground. You
That's
know what
easy.
I
Ikoyi.
mean? It's
Ikoyi is
all
hard
pretty much.
ground.
I'm saying Ikoyi, VI, Lekki, all that area there's water next door. You know what I
True.
mean? There's water next door. Ikoyi is next is a mouth from the ocean. You know what I mean? So pretty much, I'm just saying that how strong is that soil as compared to like maybe somewhere in Oyo or Ilorin. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Which means that your foundation has to be pretty much. What I think is the height of the building above water should be the same depth below the surface when it comes to your foundation. So
Is
it
that how they
comes
do
down to
it?
the fact
No,
that
not necessarily, but there's a
I'm just
correlation.
giving you
Now,
an
now,
idea.
21
Yeah.
floor. Now, that. You go
I'm
which
just,
man
I'm
to
just,
be
I'm,
that?
exactly.
Which to go?
I'm just giving you. I'm just giving you an idea of how it should be because again, that building
Yeah,
shouldn't really it shouldn't like the water should support the weight of that structure. In this particular
obviously.
instance, if you have a foundation for 15 floors and you build 21 floors as opposed to 21 floors, you build 21, it's hard to tell. So we don't really know the dynamics. We don't know. Do you understand? What I know is the fact that, like in the States, yeah, for every level of construction, you have inspections. After a
Yeah,
foundation,
you
there's
can't just
inspection.
now the corruption be
After
that. Now the
exactly, after you
corruption be
do
that. You
piping,
can't just
there's
people no go season
inspection.
at 21.
Exactly.
No be 15 at 20.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
elevator, they control how many people enter
Yeah,
elevator.
yeah.
Hey,
For every stage, if you put lights, there's inspection. If you put water pipes, there's inspection. If you put pillar, every stage has inspection. Do you understand?
yeah.
So what was missed in this particular instance? I feel like it's a failure of the government. You know what I mean? Because again, if it was
No,
closed
it was
and
a
it was
failure of
reopened,
it's not just government. It's a failure of the everybody involved.
Failure of the system.
Why system?
of the system,
Why
yeah,
would you go
of the
from 15
system,
to 21? Except you want to make money.
yeah, yeah.
Between 15 to
And
16, seven,
and
six
then
more
where
floors.
on a swampy ground. That is my thing. But again, we're not sure the depth of that foundation or the integrity of that. We don't know. We're all speculating because we're on the outside. I'm just saying that for those that should know, those that are on ground, those inspectors that are employed by the government
Now
or the
settle
local
now.
council.
For you
Do
to
you understand? So
Aji,
what went wrong?
for you to build something that's literally illegal, right? Because this is illegal if you are not going against what they gave you, permitted you to do. For you to, because for Yankee here, if you get house, you won't come build, at least for some states, like where they live, you won't come build pool, or you won't come build, you go get permission. Oh. You can't just wake up one day and add four
Yes,
floors to your house. You can't.
you
So
can't.
for someone to do that, they were 100% confident that they're going to settle anybody that came to give them a hard time, and that
Oh yeah,
begs the bigger.
they
And
did give them a
that,
hard time last year.
Now, that's my point,
yeah,
right? But
They
they
stopped the construction
continued.
for a few days, but
Yeah,
order from above
yeah.
came.
So,
there
Yeah.
was
no,
there was a
probably
statement.
money stopped flowing, right? So maybe
There was
some
a
money stopped
statement.
flowing. The person say, okay, bring the money again, or I'm just making things up. So but
Apart from that, there was a statement reported by the owner that was saying that some hindrances, some people tried to stop, some government officials tried to stop the thing, but he was happy for the governor Shomolu or
who
whoever
intervened?
for his assistance intervening. There was a statement there, and of course by the deceased
And now people are
himself
died. People are
that
dead.
intervened, and that I'm happy that it was the friendly government and governor was able to intervene, and we can go ahead. That was long before
So
this
that's a
thing. So who
systemic
knows
failure.
what happened?
That's a systemic failure, right?
What
Because the next question is how many buildings are in Lagos or in Nigeria that are not what we're who's auditing all of that?
anything
That what it begs you.
anything above bungalow,
The,
unless you do your due diligence, it's at your own risk.
Yeah, exactly.
If you are investing in.
That's in that whole area, yeah. Once you build anything above a story, you're on your own because anything can happen. In Lekki, you have homes that are like slanting. You know what I mean? You have homes that are
Yeah,
slanting just because of the fact that the foundation is
yeah.
defective and faulty.
But,
I think it
but
comes down to like a systemic failure, like you guys said. So I think that's
yeah,
what it is. Because
let,
there are checks and balances, then where are they?
But
let
how
me
do we
just
move forward? How do we
let me
move
just
forward?
jump in.
Okay, Tati, go ahead.
And to me, the way to move forward is stop the Nigeria in Nigeria, or not saying I'm talking about anywhere else. Stop the Nigerian factor that is in real estate. Meaning, let regulators and government do their job without any interference from politicians, man no man, or what have you. B, let professionals and professional practices be adopted and enforced. Because, for example, there was a big time construction site like that. There was no manifest of who is working on site on the day.
Oh, this one
There was no manifest.
crashed?
Yes. They didn't know who and who is. Oh, was Ade there? Was Chidi there? That's how they were using. And that is even a building, real estate, where I was living before. They were building like a phase 2 of the estate where I was living before I moved recently.
They had information. Have you worked as a bricklayer before? Have you been directly involved?
I'm telling you, that's what I'm explaining now. That where I was living before, that our estate, they were building a neighboring phase 2 estate, and I saw their practices. They had every worker. It's a large estate, but every worker, they had a central hub where people are coming. You know who is assigned to who. You have records.
No, those
are standard practice.
Because now one lawsuit will finish you. Just like
those
wearing
are standard
helmet,
practice.
all those kind of stuff.
They have signs, wear helmet. No, how many people were wearing helmet there? Hard hats. Who cares?
If you see sites, they'll tell you no. There's been no accident on this site for the past 300 days. So they track any accident and they put it public there. This site has not had any,
And then that's one. So to me, that's it. Stop have professionals for doing all parts of the real estate job, from architect, construction workers, and have professionalism enforced. And then the government should do their job. But let me just chime in by saying in summary what I feel.
You've been talking for like 5 minutes. What do you mean by chiming again? What are you still chiming?
Okay, I don't chime again. I don't chime. I give up.
No, Toti, no mind Aji. Mine is how practical are those solutions? Is that going to change?
If it is enforced, it will be. If it is enforced, like in a correct place. If this stands out,
secondary corruption.
I think the most important thing is, politicians should stop interfering.
Exactly.
Standards and professional work.
If this was in Yankee, I'm telling you, there will be investigation, and if the governor is involved, he will lose. He's in soup.
No, that's what I was going to ask you. Right? People have died. Go ahead.
I think Femi said a very, very good point that we should not just gloss over. Politicians should not get involved in these matters. Do you understand? Yeah. They are government agencies. That is their job. Let them do their work. Yeah. If something happens, someone will take the fall for it. If you're now saying you got to go ahead from the governor, who's going to take the fall for it? Nobody.
Aji, so my question is,
the governor should.
People unfortunately have died.
Oh,
right?
Really?
People unfortunately have died. I heard there was someone who just started work like a day or two before who died. So sad to hear. Which is confusing because it's not been built, but that's a different discussion. But if it was America, lawsuits for done, they ready to enter court. So what do you think? People who are involved, do you think they should sue? And
do you? This is not even a question.
Who are they going to sue?
They should sue, but what will happen at the end is not guaranteed.
What kind of insurance you can
sue the state that's meant to audit that, right? Because if you are construction and you don't, the people who are constructing it, somebody they may not even, they'll probably know, but if you know this is 6-7 floors ahead, you can sue the body institution that's meant to monitor that.
Philip, yeah. There are some places where you can't sue the government. You know what I mean? Like Femi said, the CEO of the company is no more. May so rest in peace, and as well the families that are affected. I'm just saying that there are some places where you can't sue the government. Again, the thing is this: think about it yourself. You've lost all this money that you paid into this property. These families have been for life decimated. It's a disaster.
I'm not talking about I'm talking about people who died.
I hear what you're saying, though. I'm just saying that in Africa, there's no government to sue. Who pays the government? The judge, who's paying the judge's salary? and you're suing the government.
Sorry, I'll just
No,
chime in. Sorry. Let me
I
give
beg
you
to
an example
disagree.
of why you can't sue the
You
government
can't
in
disagree.
Nigeria.
I'm just saying
Sorry,
that
this is
Maybe
like
give my
a,
go
that's what I'm saying.
sorry, this is like a digression. Remember Sunday Igboho? He sued the government. You know he won his case, and they awarded him, was it billions of naira? What did we hear? A couple of weeks after, government came out with some news that they've linked him with terrorism acts, some terrorism money transfers into his account to and from, to and fro. That he was linked with some terrorists, with Boko Haram sponsors and things like that. So just imagine
what you're
that.
saying is that you can't sue.
You can't sue the government in
You
Nigeria.
can. I beg to disagree. I'm not saying the outcome is guaranteed, but you can definitely sue the government. In a democracy, you can sue the government, and you can actually win. Now, what they will.
So don't think. Let me as well say that somebody won. That's what you just said. Somebody sued.
That's a
and they
different
won.
matter now. That's a different matter. That is political
But
matter.
the person is not linked to terrorist activity.
That is a political matter. That's a different
I
case.
don't want.
That's a political matter. This is a civil matter.
Yeah, it's
Civil and
unfortunate.
criminal
It's
matter.
unfortunate that
But again, the thing is this year. So okay, you've lost XYZ life properties, all been lost. Yeah. Now, lawsuits cost money.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Lawsuits cost money. Now you want to retain a chamber for this particular case. If you want to have any traction, it has to be SAN. If it is SAN, how much will that cost you for a case that might take 10 years?
yeah.
So would you
No
go
crumbs.
ahead?
Yeah, because of the way things are in Nigeria, I can tell you there's not going to be a lawsuit. In this part of the world, that type of thing would have been
That's
a class action. There would have been a class
Man,
action.
that's
lawsuit.
money for. In fact, lawyers will be
Gather
begging
all
you.
the families,
Yeah, in fact, you
Lawyers
do
will
it
be
for
begging.
free because
file for
Yeah.
them for free until they win the case.
Yeah.
So that is what should have been done, a class action.
yeah. Okay,
But who's going to do that for them?
gentlemen,
Exactly.
excellent discussion. Unfortunately, it involves loss of life. It just underscores the impact of corruption. This is going to be forgotten in a year or two, and Nigerians move on. So it's just so sad. Yeah.
Can I just do one last thing?
You
Sure.
want to chip in? You want to chip in?
Unfortunately, this one is cheap. This one is
Mr.
lobbying,
Chima.
but I think
Chima.
this this is it's a related issue but separate. I think we should be very careful in Nigeria with a related issue in construction. There are a lot of construction projects going on for Chinese companies doing infrastructure in Nigeria. There have been a lot of problems with Chinese construction, even within China. There are stories of similar building collapses, roads caving in, and instead of using metal rods, they are using bamboo in some construction of some roads, and the roads will collapse, the bridge collapse. This may be a kind of forewarning and a chance for Nigeria to really look at critical infrastructure projects and make sure that there's no future hazard coming up. We hear of stories of Third Mainland Bridge swinging now and then. God forbid that there can be a new construction that will result in even more catastrophic damage later on. So just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, man. Excellent discussion. May the souls of all those who died in that unfortunate accident rest in peace.
Amen.
Good night.
Amen.